Hi everyone, it's Kristi. I just wanted to talk to you guys a second about printers and printer ink. I've had a lot of questions about what printer I use because I said my ink doesn't run. Well, my daughter reminded me that I have not done any coffee dyeing of digital kits since I bought this new printer. So I took my Study in Pink that I flipped through the other day, and I proceeded to use a beautiful tea dye of hibiscus and black cherry, and it was beautiful. I don't know if you can see here. These are the ones you can see the tea, you can see the pink. I hope it comes through because these are really fun, and I will definitely be able to use these pink for whatever, especially our altered index cards. But I was so disappointed because I don't even know which side is up. This is my kit. Everything ran. In the 6 years that I have been doing this, I have not had this happen ever. So I'm going through thinking what has changed, and everything kind of turned almost, this grungy edge is turned green. All the colors, look at this. I mean, just totally like almost like an X-ray effect. Just totally all the colors bled. They bled together. Now, don't think this one was going to be my cover. Don't think it won't get used because it will. My fussy cut, they're not quite dry yet. But yeah, I was really disappointed as I was going through, and the way I tea dye is with a paintbrush. I had made my tea and let it steep. It was nice and strong, and yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. I mean, it just, yeah. So anyway, I thought, what happened? What has changed? I have not used this new printer. All right, I always use HP. My HP ink has never let me down. So it got me to thinking, I know you guys, some of you have said you have HP and your ink still bleeds. Well, I found out why. So all the all the printers that I have had that have been HP, they use a pigment. We've always had the 5-in-1 with the document feeder and all of that. Well, this time I decided to go smaller, take up less room on my workspace because I have my printer next to my sewing machine. And I bought the 6000, NV6000 I think is what it's called. And it is a HP, but it has the tricolor cartridge. And that ink is not pigment based. That ink is dye based. So if you have a printer that's HP that's using dye based ink, you're going to have this running issue. Now, granted, I can't do the cool stuff that Artie Mays, Andrea over at Artie Mays does with her stuff. I couldn't before. Now I can. But when this printer dies, I will be looking for one to make sure. Now, I did look online and I looked up the past printer I had, and my old cartridges were 910s. Those are pigment ink. And so that is why that I have never had an issue with everything bleeding like this. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of you think you're using up scraps, but this will be a lot of collage fodder. I mean, even you can even see where this well, this probably is tea, because that's where one of these cards was. I had everything. Once I started noticing that everything was bleeding, I just stopped, and I was almost done by the time, because the way I dye, I put my stack to do here. I use my paintbrush, and then I flip it over. I have a towel underneath, and then I brush and I flip. Well, I didn't notice they were bleeding until I got almost to the end, and everything started coming through on both sides, and I thought, what kind of paper did I buy? Because usually I buy pretty good presentation paper. I use 24 to 28 pound paper as a rule. I use the Pin and Gear, so it's not the most expensive, but it is good paper. I use the 110 pound cardstock, but yeah, it was my daughter who said, "You have not done any coffee dyeing or tea dyeing with the new prints," and that's exactly the truth, and that's exactly what it was. So now I know. So I had to reprint my A Study in Pink collection, and I printed a very light pale pink. In fact, it's called Dusty Nude on the back. And that's what I'll be using when I start. But I'm just so disappointed that this didn't work, because I had the most beautiful color and it smelled wonderful between the black cherry. I love black cherry. That's my hand sanitizer, black cherry Merlot. But between the black cherry and the raspberry fizz or whatever tea, I used about 6 bags of 2 raspberry and 4 black cherry, because that's all I had, and it smelled wonderful. And I thought, this color is going to be great. It's going to be grungy, but it's going to be pink. You know, it has that little pink tint to it. But yeah, I made a huge mess, and the kids were like, "Mom, what are you doing? What is this?" It's a mistake. So now I know, and until this printer dies, which I know it will, because with as many copies as I make on a monthly basis, my printers only last a little over a year. So that's why I went with the cheaper one, thinking, well, I'm going to have to replace it in a year. But yeah, I'm going to make sure, number one, it has separate color cartridges, no tricolor. And number two, that it's pigment based. And like I said, I looked up the 910 cartridges, and also 950. I think one of them had 950, 951. And those are also pigment based. But I don't know the number of the cartridge, the tricolor cartridge on here, but it is not pigment. It is dye based. My printer's not on the list. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and tell you that, and give you a heads up, because several of you have asked me about what printer I used, and I know in the chat, we've had chats about it on the Junk Journal Junkies chat group. You know what I mean. And so yeah, I didn't understand the difference of why some people's runs and some people didn't. I didn't know if it was the print setting or the paper or the combination or what have you. And I think it didn't even occur to me that the ink would be different from one cartridge to another. I would think HP ink, you know. But now I know, and now I can go forward from here. In the meantime, I have a lot of scrap paper to use up, and we'll start again. So I'll be back, and we'll start on A Study in Pink traveler's notebook. And yeah, I totally ran out of words. I hope you guys have a great Saturday. Bye now.